Hey guys, what is up? It is a Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. I apologize if I'm not as excited as I'd like to be. My allergies are killing me. I'm sick. My stomach hurts really, really bad. I had to lift like a 300-pound BenQ board today with one of my coworkers, and I think I did something to like my diaphragm or something, trying to lift one side of that. I mean, they're not light, so I apologize if I'm not as excited or animated as I'd like to be. But we won. We sent the fucking Bucks home. Okay, venison's on the table tonight. Okay, we stood on business. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to use that a lot, but I mean we stood on business tonight. Particularly TJ McConnell. I mean, the bench scoring was fucking ridiculous. We outscored their bench 46-9. I mean, that's unheard of. And everything the Pacers needed to do to win this game, they did. They needed to play defense. They played defense. One thing I've been harping on the entire series is we need to play our game and not play the Bucks game, and we did that tonight. We were able to get out and run, and when we get out and run, they don't know what the fuck to do. It was very, very good. Game 5, they kind of prevented us from doing that, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I expected the Pacers to win this game. I knew that playing at home would be more beneficial to us, and it definitely was. But after game 5, it was kind of demoralizing. But shout out to this team, man. They're a young team. They didn't dwell on that game 5 loss. They came out, they handled business. The bench went fucking maniacal. TJ McConnell went off. Obi Toppin went off. We had like 5 guys in double figures. I mean, Aaron Nesmith played well. Andrew Nembhard played well. Siakam played well. It was an all-around great effort. Miles, I get it. Miles didn't have a good game, but he also got into some foul trouble. But we held our ground, man. And I'm glad we closed them out in Game 6, because I'm going to be honest, if we had to go play in Milwaukee for Game 7, I don't think we were winning that. I'm going to call it what it is. I'm thrilled we won Game 6. But if we had to go to Milwaukee and play Game 7, I didn't think we were going to do it. One thing that has grown as a concern to me is Rick Carlisle and his unwillingness to play Jalen Smith. Now, I understand maybe this isn't the matchup for Jalen Smith or whatever, but for whatever reason, Isaiah Jackson was getting fucking worked most of this series by Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis. And Jalen Smith has been one of the best bench players on our team all season. And for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, but Jalen Smith has not been getting much opportunity in this series. Now, I don't know who's going to win between the Knicks and the 76ers series, but I'm hoping in that series Jalen Smith gets some more burn. It's very obvious size is a problem with our team, but we get out and run. And the one good thing about playing both the 76ers and the Knicks is they both tend to be half-court teams. The Sixers are a little more fast break than the Knicks are, but if we're gonna play anybody, like, I'm gonna be honest, because of the rivalry reason, I would kind of like to play the Knicks, mostly because after playing the Bucks, I think we could really take it to the Knicks. Even the 76ers I don't know. I just have a feeling like either one of those teams, now that we beat the Bucks, I'm like, if we play our game and play defense, I think we can beat them. We have our off nights, and Game 5 was very obviously an off night, but it was just very impressive to me that how young this team is, and they came out in Game 6, put Game 5 behind them, and came out and held shit the fuck down, and call it what it is, man. They came out and held home court, and they needed to. And real quick, the heckler for if you watch it on TNT, the heckler for TNT, I guess the commentators were sitting behind a guy in front of them, and he was saying funny shit, like when people were at the free throw line, like, Lillard, your mom is watching, and like it was funny the whole game. Like, that dude, it was just that, I think that made the entire game. But really, really proud of this team. They're really, really young. Aaron Nesmith is gonna be a huge part of our future. I'm gonna be honest. I understand in this series we were predicted to be the winner, but it was still very much a toss-up. You can bet your ass people are watching this team, unrestricted free agents are watching this team and going, I might go to Indy. Indy's Indy's got a good young team. It's not perfect, but maybe with my addition, they could be a really, really good team. So there's some guys. I mean, LeBron's going to opt out of his contract. I mean, I'm not saying LeBron's going to come to Indiana because I don't think Indiana fans even want LeBron or Paul George or DeMar DeRozan. But it's just the idea, just people watching. I think Cantavius Caldwell-Pope has a player option that he might decline if Denver gets knocked out at any point in this playoff run. So I like it. At least we showed the rest of the league that we're not an 82-game team, as Draymond Green likes to put it. So as far as the Pacers, it was great. TJ McConnell did his thing. Jarris Walker even got some minutes at the end. Put on a point guard display for the last 2 minutes or so. Jarris Walker's a guy I'd like to see get more minutes, but it's very obvious that Rick doesn't trust him. I'm beginning to wonder if that's the same thing with Jalen Smith. Why he's not getting minutes, that Rick maybe doesn't trust him. But as far as the Bucks, go, this is going, the Bucks are going to have a lot of changes to their roster coming this offseason. Giannis was already not happy last year when they got knocked out in the first round by the Miami Heat. This year, they get knocked out in the first round by us after acquiring Damian Lillard. They really need more bench depth. I have a feeling Doc Rivers is going to be gone. That's just my opinion. Frank Vogel, if he becomes available from the Lakers, I really would not be shocked if the Bucks go after him or even try to bring back Mike Budenholzer. I still think the reason that they fired Mike Budenholzer was bullshit anyway. There was nothing he can do about Giannis not playing and being injured. And same thing with this series, man. I get that, you can't do much with Giannis being injured. He's your best player. And I understand, people are going to use that as an asterisk on us going forward. As Pacers fans are going to be like, oh, well, you won a playoff series without Giannis. Oh, okay, that's fine. But still, we were due. You know what I'm saying? I think we were due. So I just think the Bucks are going to have a lot of changes. They really need more bench depth. But the thing is, they have the 10th most cap space in the entire NBA as far as payroll goes. They still have Middleton. They just re-signed a bunch of guys. So really what they can do bench unit wise is very limited. They re-signed Brook Lopez. They re-signed Chris Middleton. Giannis has a crazy contract. Damian Lillard. I don't even know what's going to happen with Damian Lillard, to be honest with you. This duo of Damian Lillard and Giannis didn't really work the way I think we all had anticipated. Do I think they're going to give up on Damian Lillard? No. I don't think they're going to. Regardless of how you feel about Damian Lillard, he's still one of the best point guards in the league, and at points is still the best point guard in the league, when he's really got it going. But the Bucks really need to add bench depth. They really need to... honestly, I feel like their stamina just wasn't there. In the first couple games, man, in the first 2 games that we won, we were just running them out of the fucking gym. They had heavy legs, and it eventually caught up to them. And, Siakam had 2 games where he scored high 30s. He kind of went away for the rest of the series, but it was good enough for us to win it. So, I don't know, man. I will say this, though, about the Pacers. Being that we won this series against the Bucks, I think Siakam stays now. I feel like there was a lot of question marks about that. It's if we lose to the Bucks, there was a lot riding on this. I don't think people really understand. If we lost this series to the Bucks, there's a chance that maybe Rick Carlisle doesn't, they fire Rick Carlisle and bring back another coach, even though Rick Carlisle does do some questionable shit sometimes. I will say that, especially in these playoffs, some of the lineup choices I thought were kind of questionable. With Game 6, this particular game, I didn't have any issue. But, Rick Carlisle, his job could have been up in the air. Siakam returning could have been up in the air. And, for all I know, it still could be, but I don't think it is at this point. I think winning this playoff series was a big deal for Siakam. Getting back to at least to the second round, I think at least shows we have something special. Getting back to the second round for the first time since 2014, I think shows at least we got something to build upon. And in the offseason, I look for us to add some more talent. That would be really, obviously our bench is pretty good as it is. We have the best bench in the NBA, but Doug McDermott's probably not coming back. Jalen Smith, I'm pretty sure, is gone. And those are spots that we could sign other people with, and I don't know who those people are off the top of my head, but I'm just glad this series is over. This series was a real teeth grinder, I guess you could say, because there was a lot of ugly points in this series, but a lot of really good points as well. But the idea that this young team made it to the second round, and it sucks that Ben Mathurin can't be a part of this. I feel like I say that every video, but this would have been huge for Ben Mathurin, I think, and huge for his development. But this team is getting a lot of playoff experience, and that's helpful. Andrew Nembhard quickly adjusted. I feel like Aaron Nesmith is quickly adjusting. TJ McConnell had posted a career high tonight. Obi Toppin is getting that experience. Isaiah Jackson's getting that experience. Tyrese Halliburton's getting that experience. So it really sucks that Ben Mathurin can't be a part of this. I really wish he was out there. Jarris Walker is maybe not getting the experience we all wanted, but nevertheless, he's getting to be a part of it. So anyway, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.